Hey, welcome back everybody to the Tomatolito show. I took a few hours after this fight, after what we just saw. Of course, I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko. I took a few hours just to try to digest everything, try to remember everything that I saw. Whew. What did you guys think? This is hopefully you guys enjoyed the fight. It was very tense. Every single round was very tense. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of frustration during the match, as we're seeing that Vasily Lomachenko was just not he didn't get going. Like he just what happened? He just couldn't get his hands to go loose on Teofimo Lopez. He was very aware of the power. He was very hesitant that Teofimo Lopez would throw that overhand right or the left uppercut that Teofimo Lopez is used to catching him with. And then as the second half of the fight starts coming up, you start seeing Vasily Lomachenko start turning it on, and it was easy. It's almost like Vasily Lomachenko, he started making it look easy. Every punch that he was throwing was landing, but it wasn't a matter of high output. It was just quality output. Punch that he threw, punch that he landed, punch that he connected. And Teofimo Lopez seemed like he was starting to slow down a little bit. And right around the 10th round, he started picking it up again. The 11th and 12th round, the 12th round, absolutely, Teofimo Lopez just closed the show. Wow, it was just, to me, it seemed like there was a natural ebb and flow, momentum switch several times. I think Vasily Lomachenko, in my eyes, he started turning it on round two. I scored that round for Vasily Lomachenko, and I was like, here he goes. He figured something out, and he's about to start putting the pressure on Teofimo, start making Teofimo fight on as he's backpedaling on his back foot. And it seemed like that was working, right? And he made it work on round two, and then he took the rest of the rounds off. And then he ends up picking it up like around round six, round seven, if my mind doesn't fail me. He starts making Teofimo Lopez fight on his back foot, and he starts being successful. And I almost feel like it was too late, because he was successful with it in round two. He should have stayed with that. I don't know if he was trying to conserve energy. I don't know if he was really hesitant because of the power that Teofimo Lopez presents, because of the danger that he presents with the power. But it was a very intense. You could feel the intensity. You could feel how tense the commentators were when they were commenting on the fight, when they were calling the fight. It was an awesome fight. I was beyond excited through and through. I was beyond happy that I got an opportunity to see it. And what a service to the sport of boxing, to the history of boxing, that we had this fight on a free platform such as ESPN. Thank you to ESPN for having put this fight on for free for the viewers, for mass viewership to take place. That it wasn't a pay-per-view, that it wasn't a closed circuit type thing, that it was available to everybody. So thank you to ESPN for having done that. For boxing, what does this mean? Listen, history was made. The takeover is real. Teofimo Lopez was not just talking the talk, but he walked it once again. He showed his true colors. He stood in there. He stood in front of Vasily Lomachenko, and he solved the matrix. He was the answer to the matrix. To that, we see the post-fight commentary. We see Teofimo Lopez getting very emotional in the post-fight commentary, as he described that Vasily Lomachenko and the team, the Lomachenko team, basically they discarded him. They were so sure that this was going to be just another easy walk in the park, or maybe not an easy walk in the park, but it was going to be a sure victory for the Lomachenko team. Therefore, they didn't even consider the rematch clause, or honor the rematch clause, or offer the rematch clause to Teofimo Lopez. So when the reporters asked Teofimo Lopez at the end of or at the post-fight press conference, they asked him if there's a rematch in play, and Teofimo Lopez got a little bit upset at that, and he ends up saying like, "Why? I beat him. It was clear I beat him. They didn't give me the rematch clause. Why would I be quick to honor that for him? He felt disrespected. And you could tell in the tone in which Teofimo was answering these questions that he felt disrespected. So therefore, he moves on. He is the man. He has made history. 23 years old, the youngest ever to accomplish such a feat, the first ever to accomplish this feat in the lightweight division. He is going down in history as one of the best as of right now with a 16-0 record, giving the second defeat to Vasily Lomachenko, to the legend that Vasily Lomachenko is. It's always a pleasure to watch Vasily Lomachenko's fights because you just don't know what he's reading or how he's processing these fights, and when he starts swaying momentum in his favor, and he started doing it. And it was masterful. It was on both sides. It was an awesome experience, an awesome fight to watch. And you just saw ring generalship, ring IQ at its best. Teofimo Lopez just went from an up-and-coming prospect from an up-and-coming fighter with a lot of potential, a hungry lion, as Mayweather likes to say, a young fighter with a lot of potential in his future. He just elevated himself to the elite level of that division just by the mere fact that he dethroned Vasily Lomachenko. Right away, you start hearing the layoffs, the talk of the layoffs, the talk of the ring rust, the talk of this, and you're bound to hear all this. The fact of the matter is that Vasily Lomachenko did start having an effect on Teofimo Lopez, and maybe it was just too late. What else did we hear as far as controversy? One of the judges' cards was pretty off. It went to the right fighter, but it's almost, I believe Julie Letterman was the judge, and she gave Teofimo Lopez 9 or 10 rounds in a row. Like, not even, I don't know what fight she was watching. She's called some great fights. She has some great fights under her belt that she's given some good decisions to in the past in her long career as a boxing judge. But wow, she was off tonight, and that was a little bit of a controversial call, right? And the commentators called it as such. Nonetheless, wow. We got to see history. So hopefully, last night I was telling you guys, or yesterday when I was recording the preview to this fight, I was telling you guys, in honor of the great Burt Sugar, just sit back, grab your favorite drink of choice, grab a cigar, and surround yourself with good company and enjoy this fight. I really sincerely hope you did. For those of you that didn't have cable and ended up going out to a local restaurant, a local bar, depending on your restrictions in your area, if you were able to find a local venue where to watch the fight, I'm sure it was something else. I'm sure it must have been a hell of a scene there. This is one of those fights that you're going to remember. I know for sure I will, because listen, Teofimo Lopez, the takeover is real. He's young, he's hungry, the future is bright for this young champion, and he just made history. The third man ever to accomplish such a feat in unifying all four of the major organizations' titles, and he has the Ring Magazine Championship as well. So he is the man to beat. He is the lineal lightweight champion at the moment, and he has put himself in a position where history will not forget his name. He shocked me because his approach was not the sloppy approach. Maybe not sloppy, I'll take that back. But I thought he was going to be a little bit more reckless, a little bit more wild with his punches, and just trying to impose his power and get in there and be quick and get in and get out and throw those heavy hands and just try to make it that type of fight as we've seen him do so in the past. And he didn't do that. He showed up very composed, got in front of Lomachenko's face, stayed right inside that pocket, and he was countering and delivering at the same time. He was pushing the pace and controlling the pace for the majority of the fight, and it it was a lesson. It was a masterful lesson that he taught for all the young boxers out there that are up and coming. This is something to learn from, where he bit down and he threw down, right? Bite down and throw down. And Teofimo Lopez showed that today. He solved the matrix. He is the answer to Lomachenko as of now, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. Keep your eye out for Teofimo Lopez's next fight, and as well for Lomachenko. You think Lomachenko's done? People are so quick to throw away these legends, these fighters, when they have such amazing records. All of a sudden they run into an obstacle in their career, they get beat, and people are so quick to discredit and discard them. Lomachenko's not done by any means necessary. In my opinion, if he's going to stay at 135, there's a lot of good fights out there for him. He's proven that he could hold his own in this weight division, but to me, he's a little small for the 135-pound division. If he goes back to 130, he's got the who's of competition right there. He's got a lot of up-and-coming fighters that he could fight, and he's got a lot of unification fights that he could make, or titles that he could go for at this point, because he doesn't have any now. But there's a lot of competition there, and I think he would be best suited to go down to 130 and just start taking on the who's who of that division. With that said, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry that it's a little late, but I had to do it. I had to sit here and record this episode. My excitement's still at a bit of a high right now, because it was a great fight. It was a great fight. I'm glad that it wasn't a dud. Thank you to ESPN for having put this on for free. And there was no pay-per-view or ESPN Plus type thing or parameters there to have to abide by. If this year has shown us anything, this year has been all over the place. And because this fight to me solidified the importance of the sport of boxing, and this fight served a huge made a huge service to the sport of boxing. It served this purpose, and we needed it. We needed a fight like this in the sport of boxing, for boxing fans, casual and hardcore aficionado fans. So thank you again for tuning in to the Toma Todito show. Stay tuned for our next episode, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care.